myself real quick. But another thing I learned was, perseverance about taking shots, right? Because you can imagine. So here. But I wanted to jump in here. I'm obviously out in Las Vegas. Wanted to jump on a little early, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about something. It was kind of cool, man. I brought Josh and Kale out here with me. It's Joshy's birthday on Saturday, so I wanted to make sure I had him. I didn't know how long I was going to be out here. I'm sure it's going to be until like Saturday or Sunday. But I wanted to bring him with me, and I had a little time today. I got here, and I was like, man, I had a little bit of time before a meeting. I was like, let's go play some basketball, man. And so we went over to this basketball court right here, and I had him right up under the hoop, and I was like, all right, we're going to play a game, right? And so I got him playing this game to where, like, he would stand under the hoop, and if he made it, he'd take one step back, right? You guys ever played that? And then, boom, you shoot it again, and if you missed it, you got to step one step forward, right? So, and the whole goal is to get to that half-court line and then make a shot from half-court, right? And so we played that game today. I think it was the first time that he's ever played it. But some really cool shit came out of it, at least in my mind, when I was sitting there and playing with him. One, I realized that I need to play more with my kids because lately I just haven't been. I used to play football all the time with them, hang out with them, do wrestling, do all that kind of stuff. And I realized I'm not spending enough time with them because I was out here freaking fetching this ball for them back and forth. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But I was doing that and I realized how much I missed that, right? So, obviously I need to start enjoying this journey a little bit more. So I learned that about myself real quick. But another thing I learned was, perseverance about taking shots, right? Because you can imagine. So here's the backstory. So Joshua's a big football player, right? And he just decided, he's like, hey, there's this basketball league that just opened up. It's an inside. Obviously, Colorado's cold right now. And he's like, hey, get me in this basketball league. But he's never really played on the team. He's never really done anything like that. And he was out here shooting, missing. And so I was like, hey, play this game. You're going to get better at it. And here's the game to get all the way to the back. And I'm sure if you can shoot all the way to the back, you're going to be a really good player, right? You're going to be badass at this. You're going to be just as good as everybody else on the team. And so we get into it, starts makes a shot, goes back and forth. And just like anything, guys, he makes a shot and then misses 10, then makes a shot. And so sooner or later he's underneath the hoop and he's doing that whole thing, right? And he's like missing these shots, and then he's blaming it on his sweatshirt. He's like taking his sweatshirt off. And then he goes, takes his hat, turns it backwards because he said the bill was in the way. It's like all these excuses he was going through. And I think it's just like us, right? Like we come in here and we might take a shot or two. And if it doesn't work for us, we make an excuse. We might have to turn our hat backwards. It might take us a week or two or whatever that is to get to that next step. But I think the biggest thing is, guys, is never giving up, right? Because at the end of the day, I was trying to give Joshy outs. I was like, hey, man, let's go grab a football. I know you're good at football. Let's go play football. And he's like, no. He's like determined. He had intent at the beginning of that because I told him, hey, if you can do this, you're probably going to be like one of the better players on the team, right? Like you're gonna get good at this. And so he was determined. He was intent that he was going to make this happen. So even though he was struggling, even though he was turning his hat backwards, even though all of that stuff was happening, he was intent. He was sure of why he was doing what he was doing, right? And so when I brought up the football, he got all super mad at me. He was like, no, Dad, I'm doing this. And so we were playing. And dude, let me tell you, I don't think I've fetched this many balls in my life. And this kid played me all the way up. Dude, we were playing up until about 15 minutes ago, just playing. And we probably started about, man, it had to be 2.5 hours ago. So I was sitting here fetching ball after ball after ball. And he wouldn't let me give up. I was trying to give up. I was like, man, I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to keep chasing these balls. But he kept having me do it. And man, sooner or later, boom, 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 he made it all the way back and then made that shot. And then he wouldn't let me give up then. He's like, I can do it again. And so he did it again. And so that just shows you guys, it's like, man, it's just like us. We can't make shots we're not taking in the first place, right? And we can't give up along the road. So whether you're shooting screencasts, whether you're getting out of your own way, whatever that is for you, just make sure you're staying in the game, you're staying focused, right? Our energy goes where our focus is at. So